What if you could make sure that nothing and nobody could ever truly hurt you again? And I don't mean because the world magically becomes a kinder place, but because you have fundamentally changed. Okay, let's dive into this really powerful idea, grounded in the work of Carl Jung, about how to build a self so whole, so complete, that what happens on the outside can no longer break you on the inside. This quote, man, it gets right to the heart of the matter, doesn't it? It suggests that the real source of our pain isn't the betrayal, or the rejection, or the harsh words themselves. Nope. It's the story we tell ourselves after it happens. The story that says, I'm unworthy, or I'm broken, or I'm not enough. That's where the real wound is. So, to even begin, we have to correctly diagnose the problem. We're going to take a hard look at where that hurt truly comes from. And, it might not be where you think it is. And here it is. This is the core mistake so many of us make every single day. We live our lives with this underlying belief that our value, our safety, our validation, that these are things that are given to us by other people. We're constantly looking outside of ourselves for proof that we're okay, that we're worthy. But this makes our entire sense of self incredibly fragile, totally dependent on things we have absolutely no control over. Jung just nails it here. The event itself is neutral. A thing happens. That's it. It's our interpretation, our opinion of what happened, that gives it the power to make us suffer. We're the ones who assign the meaning. And if you think about it, that means we are the ones who hold the power to change it. So how does this actually happen in real life? Well, and this is the tough part, we're not just passive victims in this process. We often actively participate in our own hurt by literally handing over the keys to our own emotional well-being. Just think about this for a second. The very tools people use to wound you are often your best qualities. Your silence when you should have spoken up for yourself, your unwavering loyalty to people who haven't earned it, your deep empathy for people who just take advantage of it, your desperate need to be enough for everyone. You've been giving people the sharpest weapons to hurt you, probably without even realizing it. And this leads us to this massive, powerful shift in perspective. We have to stop asking the victim's question, why did they do this to me? And start asking the sovereign individual's question, why did I keep giving them access to me? Now, this isn't about blaming yourself, not at all. It's about reclaiming your agency. It's about taking your power back. We think that by being agreeable, by swallowing our own needs, by constantly editing ourselves to keep the peace, we think we're protecting ourselves, but we're not. We are slowly, piece by piece, erasing who we truly are. And you end up in a life where you're surrounded by people who love a performance, a mask, but not the real you. Okay, so that's the diagnosis. A little heavy, I know. But how do we actually start to heal? This brings us to the turning point, making a conscious decision to shift from just reacting to the world around us to acting with real, clear intention. These are the first practical steps on that journey. And notice something here. They are all actions of stopping something. You stop pouring your energy into a leaky bucket. You stop trying to prove your worth to people who aren't even paying attention. You just stop. You start observing reality as it is, and you stop participating in dynamics that drain you dry. And this is the goal, emotional sovereignty. I love that term. It's like a declaration of independence for your inner world. Your peace, your stability, your sense of worth, they are all things you build and you own yourself. They can't be borrowed from someone's approval, and they sure as hell can't be taken away by someone's disapproval. It's yours. This is such an important point. This whole change, it's not a loud, dramatic revolution. It's quiet. It's internal. It's the text you read and decide not to reply to. It's the argument you don't get drawn into. It's all the small, consistent choices you make every single day to protect your energy and honor your own peace. So what's the result of all this inner work? Where does this path lead? You start to move toward becoming what Jung called the integrated self, a version of you that is resilient, that is whole, and that is, in a very real way, untouchable. This whole journey actually has a name in Jungian psychology. It's called individuation. And really, it's just the lifelong process of stripping away all the masks you've worn to survive, healing the wounds you've collected along the way, and integrating all the parts of yourself, the good and the bad, to become the person you were always meant to be underneath it all. And this is the mantra. This is the anthem of the integrated self. It's the ultimate reclamation of power. Your past does not define your future. You are not just a summary of your traumas. You are the result of the choices you make starting right now in this moment. So what does this actually feel like? Well, that constant fear of rejection, it just kind of disappears because your sense of belonging comes from inside you, not from begging for a seat at someone else's table. The fear of betrayal fades away because you learn to see people's patterns and you invest your heart wisely. And the fear of being alone, it transforms into a deep love of solitude because you finally, genuinely enjoy your own company. So let's bring this all home. How does this new way of being actually show up in your day-to-day life? It's a quiet revolution, one where your inner peace becomes the highest priority, something that is simply non-negotiable. It's like your internal rulebook gets a complete rewrite. Where you once saw walking away from a bad situation as failure, you now see it as an act of profound self-respect. The idea that boundaries are mean, you realize they're actually necessary medicine for you and for the other person. And you learn that being a soft, empathetic person without any standards, well, that's just a recipe for self-destruction. And it is so important to understand this. This isn't about building impenetrable walls and becoming cold or isolated. It's about becoming whole. It's about having a door to your inner world, sure, but you are the one who decides who gets invited inside. It's about discernment, not denial. And that leaves us with one final, powerful question to really sit with. Once you truly decide that your peace is non-negotiable, that it is the most valuable currency you have to ask yourself, who has earned the right to sit at your table? Who truly deserves your energy, your time, and your presence? The answer to that changes everything.